changed my name and went undercover to find out if streamers are cheating in Warzone. But what I uncovered is shocking. Oh my God, oh my God. As we dive in here, we are on the search for the one, the only, the #1 solos player in Warzone. And that would be, as you can see, Metaphor. It's Metaphor. Yep, of course. I actually wanted to hop in and spectate some streamers. Now, I actually pulled up quite a few streamers. He just happened to be the one that I jumped in on. I didn't go out of my way to just get Metaphor. I literally pulled up every solo streamer that I could find, and then I try and hop into their game so that I can spectate them. Because the big thing is I like spectating players that do this at a high capacity, right? They do it with a lot of skill, and I wanted to see it happen right here. So we ended up spectating Metaphor, and I figured this would be a good opportunity for us to see kind of how the other half plays, because obviously he's levels and levels above me, very clearly. He's also, you know, pretty clearly the #1 mouse and keyboard player. And you might be asking, how did he know that guy was there? All right, how did he know? Well, you can hear the guy running around. Now, I do this exact same thing. It's because I cheat. And what I do, that's a joke. What I do, oh my God. If he dies to this guy, what I do is I will sit there and listen for footsteps. And when I like hear them, I had this asked to me the other day, and that's why I'm trying to answer it. When I hear them, what I'll try to do is follow them through the walls so that I stay centered near where they're gonna be. Now, there's no way to know the exact position. This isn't echolocation, right? I'm not a bat. I can't hear exact positioning with my ears, you know, but I can get pretty close. So doing something like that makes a ton of sense. Obviously, if you've ever watched Metaphor, like at least long term, I'm sure a lot of his viewers have watched for a long time and know he doesn't cheat. But he's been doing FPS for a very long time, mouse and keyboard, very, very ridiculously good player. I might not be the biggest fan of his and some of the things that he says, but it doesn't change the fact that he's an incredible player. So it's always really fun to hop in and kind of spectate how that other half plays, how the top pro players play. I pulled up J-Device. I pulled up some guy named Reverb. I pulled up a guy that was a top 250 player for ranked mode. And I know a lot of people think that the guys in the top 250, every one of them are cheating. There are a series of players in ranked that do cheat. I hope everybody knows that. It's been caught multiple times, but it's not a guarantee that if you're top 250, you're cheating, because a lot of people aspire to be that level. But I saw this guy and I was like, oh, that would be interesting, is he going to challenge him? Is he going to get hit by... What? That's crazy. But I thought it'd be interesting to spectate him. And I pulled up J-Device and I pulled up him, and they were right beside each other. Right beside each other. And I was like, what is happening? It was like, what are the chances? I pulled up a guy with 3 viewers that was a top 250 player, and J-Device at like multiple hundreds of viewers, and they were 2 feet from each other fight. It was the craziest moment of my life, dude. The way that he keeps challenging snipers is just a testament to his ego in this. Not like in a bad way, but like knowing what he knows and trusting his skill level to fight somebody using a sniper. I am a little bitch when I see a sniper in Warzone. Instantly, I'm like, oh, I'm dead if I fight this, so I'm not gonna. I'm absolutely not going to. If I have a sniper, I'll chow it, but he's not running a sniper, so it's always so wild to see this. Now, he's also rocking the PDSW. Metaphor, from what I understand, I think a lot of his channel is, you know, different weapons and stuff like that. I got a comment recently that I needed to try out the PDSW, have it on our list, and it was funny to see that he was running the PDSW today. Still rocking Tracker and solos. Let me see what perks he's got. It looks like he's rocking Scavenger, Tracker, and Resolute. Now, I'm gonna run through a couple of things, because there's gonna be some things that get a little bit confusing, because a lot of people are gonna say, oh, he's cheating, look at this, look at that, look at that. That's fine. Look, if you think he's cheating, I really don't give a shit what your opinion is about that, because at the end of the day, everybody feels a specific way about a different person, this, that, or the other thing. I'm not saying, you know, maybe he is cheating, who knows? He's not. But my point here is, there is a lot of things within spectating that do not work properly, and one of those things is tracking. In spectating, tracking can sometimes look very weird, to say the least. Tracking will often look like you are literally way behind the player and you're hitting your shots anyway. And a lot of people will say, oh, that's silent aim or that's cheats or this, that, or the other thing. It's not. It's just spectating looks weird. If you pulled up their live stream, you could see that their tracking is absolutely fine. So they're on the player when you're watching them in real time, but while you're spectating, it's actually just a recreation of what's happening. The same thing goes for like UAVs. UAVs don't properly work. This is, see, okay, so let me just put this out there. The other day, I was playing with this guy in a random duo, right? And he hit the craziest tracking I've seen in my life. And the #1 solos player in the world has the world record for solos eliminations, does not track at the same capacity as that guy. And it, oh my God, it just goes to show like how much bullshit we have out there these days. Because Metaphor couldn't even kill the guy out of the chopper whenever he was, I mean, he was hitting hard, you know? But I watched the guy we spectated the other day, literally headshot only on a guy inside of a vehicle driving full force near him. Okay. I don't know what's going on with Metaphor right now, but he just keeps nading the wall. Also, very funny, I ran into Hunter earlier. My first game on when I went to spectate, like one of those random Twitch streamers, I literally ran into Hunter in the gulag. I DM'd him. He was doing the exact same thing today. Oh my God. Hunter, I was like, what the hell? Hunter TV, if you don't know who I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Hunter TV. He was doing the exact same thing, which is super crazy. I think he's going to go over and grab some plates. He's playing the wrong side. A lot of people don't realize this, but the helicopter is the only vehicle where you drive on the right-hand side in Warzone. So if you ever hop into a helicopter, make sure you're aware that you're on the right side. I don't know why he was turning his character directly towards him. I guess when you're in a vehicle, normally you don't think about that, but I think about it constantly whenever I'm in a vehicle. It's like, oh, I need to make sure that I have, you know, something to block their shots for me, so I'll turn. And I think that's what Metaphor was trying to do there. He's turning the helicopter, but he's turning it the wrong way. Normally, you want to obviously block your character, but for him, because you drive on the right of the helicopter, you have to turn it the opposite direction to actually like put distance between you and the player. But it also, whenever you're shooting at a helicopter, is very important to know that as well. Now, one thing I'm going to state here is that he is not running bird's eye, right? Also, this PDSW seems nasty, dude. It seems really, really good. Oh, by the way, recoil doesn't show up while you're spectating in 99% of scenarios. Like if the weapon being used has a low recoil, something like, you know, the Fafar has low recoil, you will not see recoil in spectating. It's a very weird thing. Metaphor, if you die right now, brother. The way that he smokes to Chow, that's a very clear mouse and keyboard player thing. Too much. He got the kill for that too. 12 eliminations right now, as you can see. The way that guy was just pre-aimed at the door is crazy. He just expected him to come out there. And the ego on Metaphor to just heavy Chow instead of taking a power position. I mean, I know this is how he drops his bombs like all the time, but it's just, again, it's one of those things we're seeing the other half play. I wish I could explain to you that obviously the things in the like the UAVs, they don't pop up for us. He's running straight toward players. And when you pop a UAV, it doesn't show on the minimap the players while spectating, but it'll show for him. So it's just, again, one of those weird spectating bugs. Oh my God, he's dead. That's it. That's GG's. He's done. Oh my God. Oh my God. Holy shit, brother. Oh, and he's getting sniped now. What a freaking lobby. My God. I kind of wish he was sniping because I'd love to see him take on these guys at a distance. I think obviously if you're sniping in solos, you're going to maximize your eliminations a lot more than you would if you're running an assault rifle and an SMG. he's probably going for content right now, which means that he's just going to be using whatever guns make sense. And since he's using a PDSW, you're not going to want to snipe with a super close range weapon. You're going to want something like a mid-range FFAR, right? So that's probably why he's using the exact weapons that he's using. But I do have his stream pulled up on the right, and there's really, in any sense, about a 2-second delay. There's really no delay. So it was obviously a little easier to get into his match. Now, I'm not saying anybody should stream snipe anybody. I'm firmly against that. For me, this is just kind of a showcasing a player. Because, I mentioned this whenever I played with that random duo recently. I said I need to watch a player that's on mouse and keyboard, and I want to see how they play. And comparing this, Metaphor, it seems like Metaphor is somehow at a lower level than that guy that we were playing with, which feels goofy. Like, game sense wise, he's way ahead, like levels ahead. But that was the same amount of time that the guy that we played with a while back in random duos, the same amount of time he had to get the elimination on the guy in the car. And guess what? He didn't. Metaphor to loses right here. It's MPX player. That was another guy that I was going to spectate today. I'm not kidding. That was another guy that I was, dude, it's so wild because right now where all the solos are in casual, all you see is streamers.
Did he have, I think he had specialists.
He didn't have specialists.
GG's, man.
No. You just
bro,
got
Danny, could you imagine, bro?
Listening to MPX player in the comms is so funny. But yeah, oh man, it actually just like watching this actually solidifies for me what happened the other day. It's so funny actually to see this happen. Because we've got the #1 mouse and keyboard player in the world right here. And it's not the same, which is so funny. But I will say it is really satisfying as a controller player to watch somebody play on mouse and keyboard, because the thing about mouse and keyboard is you won't normally have great tracking. Well, not to say you won't necessarily have great tracking. You could have great tracking, but it's still going to be harder to track on mouse and keyboard than it is on controller. Take it from the guy that played mouse and keyboard for 4 years and doubled his kill record in 2 weeks. You know, like, that's not true. It took me like 3 months, but it took me 2 weeks to break my kill record going from mouse and keyboard to controller. It was like that. It was so fast. And the reason why is because you can track so easily. So again, this is what I'm saying. He just popped in advanced UAV. If you don't understand, advanced UAVs always show every single player in the game. So if you're ever curious, hey, you know, like, what's the problem with spectating? Why is when you say spectating isn't accurate, what do you mean? I mean, literally, it shows every player on the map when you pop an advanced UAV. And no one shows up. Spectating is infinitely bugged. This is one of the reasons that I really don't love making spectating videos, is because there's so many nuances that people just get confused and they start calling people cheaters, this, that, or the other thing, or they say that I'm protecting streamers or whatever. Honestly, it's just a bunch of noise. Like, whenever people say stuff like that, it's incredibly goofy, because you can really tell when a player is cheating versus when they're not if you're someone that has a similar level of game sense, you know? So for me, I would say skill-wise, Metaphor's way ahead. Game sense-wise, we're about on the same level, because it's kind of just like understanding how to play specific scenarios. But because he has the game sense and the additional skill, he can make plays that I would never, ever make. I just would never trust myself to even attempt certain things. And it really sucks, again, that these UAVs don't actually show anybody. And I wonder if they would if he had bird's eye. Oh, he dies here. Oh my God, dude, he is making it out by the skin of his chinny chin chin every time. He just grabbed specialist, so just know he's gonna have every perk from now on. He does have enough for more UAVs, so yeah, again, right here, he's just gonna play for information. That's really all that solos is just a shitload of information. It's information warfare is what it is. Just seeing who can get the most information to win, realistically. So even having bird's eye, which would show every player, including ghosted players, it doesn't show anything. So again, spectating doesn't work correctly. It hasn't. And even in Warzone 1, it didn't work correctly. It was nowhere near as bad as it is now, but even in Warzone 1, it didn't work correctly. It was still very delayed, but everything else kind of worked. And what the fuck was that play? I just watched Metaphor lose in the dumbest way physically possible. So this is kind of where ego gets you. Right? That's kind of where ego gets you. And we're gonna hop out of this match in just a second. But that play right there, he dies to a guy that is not great, to be quite honest. Not great. Yeah, the guy's not been reported a single time in this game, so no one has seen him and been like, wow, he's an incredible player, or wow, that guy must be cheating. So, you know, this, that, or the other thing. Not the greatest player. He dies to him, and the reason why is because Metaphor had the ego to just try and shoot through a wall. Instead of taking a power position, fighting him, you know, that's kind of the downside to it. Either way, let's go ahead and spectate another player, and we'll see if they come even close. Okay, we got to win this. Let me win this, Des. Woo! Thank God that guy was a level 24. I don't know how I keep getting people that are low level in the gulag, but we are going to be spectating a pretty decent player, from what I can tell. I've tried to spectate this guy like 7 times today, and he's good. He seems pretty good. He was the guy that died to Metaphor last game that you guys... I'm like 8 games deep into trying to jump in at this point, and I just gave up. Everybody that was playing solos stopped playing solos. Also, I'm looking over to see where he's at. He's in the middle of a gunfight, so I'm not trying to get him killed. Where is he? Okay, he's in this right side. So if I just... Did he just dive off? No. Okay, he's gonna be like right here. Here we go, here we go, here we go. MPX player, that's the guy that we're gonna be spectating. He heard me. I wonder, he didn't even say anything about it. Honest to God, said literally nothing about it. I don't know. He just is so locked in. All right, let me spectate, let me spectate. Oh, he's got guys up above. And we're stuck in a black screen again, come on! MPX player! I'm spectating, come on, please! Anytime today. He's still alive. We're good. We're okay. Nothing's happening. I would love to see this guy get specialist. He's got a guy behind you. So obviously this guy, you know, level 969. He's put the work in. Okay, put the work in. From what I can tell, he seems like a pretty decent player. He's not won, I think, more than 1 match today. I've had his stream up literally all day, and I'm curious to see if he can get absolutely pissed on from behind. Like that was actually, I was actually really curious if it'd be possible. And now that we figured it out, it feels really good to know that it is. I mean, it's possible. So good to know, but we're still spectating him. He's just, you know, in the gulag. Just the way that these guys are just bouncing around here is crazy. Who is beating his ass, bro? That's what I want to know. Who is whipping his tail in? That man, by the way, has 2 rounds to fight, so we're kind of just waiting on that right now. I'm not really sure what else to do, but I would like to tell you to go to expel.gg because your boy finally got his Expel Pro Plus controller in, and it is miraculous, incredible, like the best thing I've ever put my hand. I was just kidding. Let's see. Where is he probably gonna spawn in? He's got a decent amount of stuff that he can do, probably downstairs, downtown. Go back to there. Here we go. MPX player with 108 players. He's got 2 eliminations right now. He's got to take down Denny OSSS. Let's see what he can do. Is this the guy that was whipping his ass, bro? That feels like cheating. I think he's cheating. I think he's got hacks. Must have been. Honestly, if you can get a kill like that, you've got to be cheating. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so he's going to be landing in over at Promenade. He's going to be grabbing a recon contract, going to be grabbing a vehicle. At least that's how it seems. I'm not 100%. And again, remember all the stuff that I said while we were spectating Metaphor about how spectating doesn't necessarily line up. But I just like anybody else, I like to give everybody I'm spectating the benefit of the doubt. The big thing is if I can't understand why they do what they do or how they do what they do, that's when I start getting questionable whenever it comes to suspicions. I I have never seen this guy in my life. As a quick heads up, I pulled up his stream today for the first time. I'd seen Metaphor. I'd seen him play. I'd seen him play on his stream multiple times. I've whipped Metaphor's ass in game, even though he usually does it to me. I have done it in the past, okay? I know from everything that I can tell that Metaphor isn't cheating, right? I don't know anything about this guy. I don't think he's cheating. Just based on watching him, it seems like he's got a pretty decent game sense. He's got a great understanding of the game. He's got pretty decent aim from what I've seen during his stream today. And he just seemed like a decent dude, you know? He's a U.S. Navy corpsman. He's in regiment. I think I might be crazy. When I went to one of the events, I swear I've seen this guy like in person before. Maybe I'm wild. Maybe I am crazy, but he's in regiment. I wonder if I saw him at the Dallas. I can't think of what it was called. DreamHack. I wonder if I saw him in DreamHack. That would have been crazy. I'm spectating a dude I've seen in real life. You know, that'd be wild. But I've definitely never talked to the guy in my life, so it'd be very interesting to see how he plays, how well he can do. He's got enough for his loadout. Somebody's already been here. Got a guy right above him, it sounds like. Up and to the left, up and to the left. Jesus, God almighty, brother. What did he trade out? Oh. Okay, so he had a siren, he switched it out for his SMG. Oh my God! Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Brother, fucking plate. He had quick fix and he had tempered and he didn't plate. What kind of psychopathic behavior? Oh my God. Brother, chill. You're stressing me out, bro. Oh my God. The smoke is, that guy had a loadout. Throw it. Throw it inside, go up top. My guess is he's gonna go for his SMG class here, but his loadouts are both 8 attachments, if I had to take a guess. So he's got an 8 attachment Krig for sure. And then an 8 attachment C9. 2 like really good weapons. Recently, I started playing offline a little bit with Brook and Pipe, and I've been testing some weapons here and there. Believe it or not, I think the Cypher might actually be the best weapon in the game right now. I know it's a wild thing to say, and a lot of people go, no, the Cypher's not even comparable to the Krig. I think it's actually stupid good, and from what I've found, it's easier to hit your shots with it. It feels like the bullets actually connect. They hit harder. They literally do more damage per bullet. And even though the fire rate is faster on the Krig, so the theoretical time to kill is faster, you're less likely to get the elimination with the Krig than you are with the Cypher if you have decent initial aim. That's what I'll say, because when you hit your first shots, that's really what matters. I mean, look at him like struggling to get that guy when he's even already mounted up with the Krig. I think the Cypher is just a better weapon. They are, if you actually compare the 8 attachment builds, don't compare gun to gun. Compare the 8 attachment builds bar for bar, and you'll notice that the big thing that's different is the fire rate. That's really all it comes down to. Everything else, from what I can tell, is pretty much better on the Cypher, and I've really been loving it. So I would recommend maybe giving the Cypher a shot. Do the regular build, you know, go with the compensator, vertical foregrip, extended mag 2, Jason armory 2 times, and overpressured or recoil springs is up to you. It depends how shit your aim is. I would do overpressured if I was you. I find that you don't need the recoil springs with that weapon, but you know, maybe if you do, look into the Expel Pro Plus controller that you can use code Expel on expel.gg. Go, you know, a lot of Expel stuff. Go over there, learn more. We got, you know, digital buttons on it. We got TMR sticks, never get stick drift. They are incredible. I did not realize how outrageously good these things were. It feels godlike to me. I'm not gonna lie. I even calibrated them. I went a step further, calibrated them, which feels so good, dude. It really, really does. I love this freaking controller. It's telling you, use code Expel at checkout. Go to expel.gg to learn more. You're gonna love it. All right. It'll knock it down to 209, regardless of whether or not you get the Xbox version or the PlayStation version. So don't miss out. That's $140 savings on the PlayStation controller and $60 on the Xbox. So he's got $6,000. He's popping a UAV. Again, remember, you know, no one's going to show up for us because UAVs are busted while spectating. Again, another reason why I really don't like to do spectating all that often. But wanted to give it a shot. Wanted to bring it back for a split second, see if we were missing it just a little bit. So that guy's upstairs. Thermites are not it. Actually, seeing him use thermites feels goofy as all shit. So thermites are really bad. I don't know if y'all know this, but thermites are incredibly awful. Like notoriously bad. He jumped outside. My guess is he uses it to block off spaces. He's not using it. Shamala. I think she lost too, actually. Isn't that crazy? Anybody's name that ends with Allah loses? I just pissed off 8% of my audience. All right, here we go. Here we go. MPX player's about to go crazy out here. Let's go, brother. You got this thing. I'm excited. Honestly, this is more comparable to my gameplay. Like, this is where I'm at. Skill level wise, I feel like he's pretty much at the same place. Wasn't there a guy in the building? I thought I heard a guy in the building. Maybe not. But he is rocking perk wise. He's got scavenger, quick fix, and tempered. Now, quick fix tempered is kind of a cheat code. No.
Good to go. I'm getting stitched up.
I was behind him. Chat, on my screen, I was behind him. On my screen, I was behind him. Was I not? Chat, everybody drop a W in the chat if I was behind that guy.
Got myself up. Don't worry.
I think we're just going to spectate this out. After listening to him say that, oh my goodness. Chat, drop a W in the chat. Chat, drop a W in the chat. Look, I miss y'all, but I don't miss being a streamer, bro. Like hearing shit like that, bro. It just doesn't make me miss it. You've got to influence a series of people to just do random shit that is meaningless. And I think it's so funny. I think it's so funny. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it by any means. I'm not saying that in any capacity whatsoever. I just think it's like listening to it, being someone that used to do these kind of things. It is so funny. And it makes me not miss it at all. I miss having interactions with people like on the daily, but I don't miss that. That's super funny though. So, oh, German's got a guy right below him. This dude's got Borealis or whatever the hell it's called. I can't think of the name of it. I don't know. I don't know what the name of it is, but we're just gonna spectate it out, man. That's it. It's so funny because I think MPX would be like a player I'd like to go head to head with, just because he's basically at the skill level that I'd put myself at. He's a little bit higher, bud. A little bit higher. Also rocking a LR762. He is wild when the HDR exists and is better in every single way. He just disconnected. German just literally disconnected. On God. Just right in the middle of that. All right, now we've got Snake. Sorry, my bad. I got excited. All right, Snake. What do we have for us here, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, I do want to remind y'all, by the way, we have 2 more days of code cookies on merch to get 25% off. So it's over after that. No more discounts on merch. I just wanted to run a sale because I thought y'all would love it. And I wanted to get as many hands on the merch as possible. But now that we're running a little bit low, it just doesn't make sense. I'm okay with holding stock if I need to. But if y'all want to get it, now is pretty much the time for you to do it. So go to expel.gg. There's just so much stuff over there. I'm going to be talking a lot about the equipment that I use next month because there's also a pretty cool thing going on with Amazon, and I'm an Amazon affiliate. So we'll talk about that next month, but I got a little heads up on it. I'm pretty excited about it. But either way, Snake here's got a big opportunity to get buck wild, but I don't think he's going to. He's a level 55. He's got 4 eliminations. Oh, Lord have mercy, brother. You know, it's kind of funny. I was doing content on solos for Expel Plus, and the difference The difference between solos and solos casual is so funny because of the way that people play. So in solo casual, everybody just runs around like a chicken with its head cut off. You know, it's very rare that you run into somebody that's camped up unless they're literally sat on top of a building, sniping down and stuff like that, right? But in solos, it's so different. And as much as it is annoying to die to someone playing like we see Snake playing right here, it is my favorite thing about solos. That people play like they're fucking terrified. Like they are scared of life itself. This man is sitting in a corner between a toolbox and a blown up tank inside of a building in the center of the circle. There's a guy above him running around. Nope, not even above him. There's a guy right beside him just running around and he gets pissed on. He gets just absolutely destroyed. Now we got a guy named Brax. Unless it's Burro X. He's a donkey with an X at the end. 6 eliminations. It's just so funny. The way that solos work versus solo casual. And it feels so good to be able to hop back into solos. I know, like for me, being a player that's at a higher skill level, my brackets are a little tighter. And it looks goofy whenever you're watching this, but they do have to fill the lobby a certain amount. They fill it with as many players as they can of a specific skill category, and then other players that aren't probably going to quit the game. That's kind of how the engagement optimized matchmaking system works. So that's why you can hop into a game with Metaphor, you know, is because realistically, you might be bad at the game, and I'm not talking smack. I'm just saying, you know, for those of you that are out there and you're like, how did I get in the lobby with Metaphor? He shouldn't be in my lobby. That's not how that works. So for those of you that are wondering, you know, I hop into a game. Oftentimes it's a little bit easier for me to get into a lobby with a lot of these higher skilled players, unless they're using something like a VPN that takes forever to find a match. And then at that point, it's like, all right, brother, just, I get it. You know, that's one way to evade stream snipers, which I actually kind of respect. If you're someone that gets stream sniped all the time, just popping on a VPN is the smartest play possible because of the way that it just like makes you search outside of a certain range and then throws you back into your lobbies anyway. Because they don't actually do anything for skill anymore. And people that tell you that they do are goofy as all hell. They don't do anything. They don't lower your skill level or any of the lobby or anything like that. So if anybody tells you that, don't get confused. Either way. The big thing is a lot of the times I'll end up in a lobby with a lot of these high skill players, but there are going to be a certain number of players that aren't necessarily the highest skill. But it's just because those players are less likely to quit the game, and Call of Duty does have to fill the lobby up to get the game to start. So these have these weird ass parameters, but now that casual's in the game, it would be really nice to see if they kind of loosen those parameters. And then if you're playing, you know, regular solos, you just expect it's going to be harder than casual. I think that would make the most sense because right now it's taking me about 3 to 5 minutes to get into a game in general, regardless. So I started recording this 2.5 hours ago, you know? I started recording it 2.5 hours ago. There was like 7 people that were streaming solos that I had pulled up, and now it was 2. That's it, 2. Everybody else had quit or found a team and started playing a different mode because it takes so long to get into a match. So I think there's a big opportunity now that solo casuals is in the game that they loosen the matchmaking just a hair so that you can get into a match a little bit faster, because there's definitely enough players in solos. It's just that they have that matchmaking so strict that it makes the lobby load times very slow. And it feels like they're kind of doing a lot of this on purpose, which really sucks, but it is what it is. Not really much I can do about it. And there's no way to talk to the people, like, even though we're invited to these Call of Duty creator calls or whatever, there's no communicating with these people, you know? And it sucks because they're incredibly nice. I'm not like talking shit about it. It just feels like, input just isn't cared about, which really sucks. Because I said that taking out solos, like, I was like, well, how long are you going to take it out and stuff like that? And it just, we don't know. No idea. We'll have to get back to you on that. They don't get back to you on anything, you know, like it's just never something that happens. But either way, hopefully we'll see some change in the near future. I don't think we will, realistically. I've given up hope on shit like that. As long as they don't take out solos, I really don't care. I will wait 5 minutes for a match. I'm not like super bothered by it. It does suck that I just waste a shitload of my life, but I kind of get other things done while I'm waiting for a game. And that's probably what I would recommend to people too. Oh my God, Burrow. How did Burrow go from being like pretty decent when he fought that one dude to literally sitting up in a building completely lost in the sauce? And this guy over there seems really decent. Why did you stop? You could have totally blew up his vehicle and forced him to sit there, but now you're just rotating in a really goofy way. He's been thinking about this orange crate for so long, bro. This looting fanatic almost dies for an orange crate. Isn't that something, dude? See, this is kind of the issue. At the end of the game, you don't always need to hit every crate. I know a lot of people feel like they need to, but what ends up happening is you get shot out of the car because you're so focused on hitting an orange crate. Also, he rotated in possibly the dumbest way he could have. He just rotated right down the middle instead of like hitting a nice little rotation through. He was getting shot from both angles, which just gets him killed pretty much immediately. And again, I'm watching all these players use this Krig, and I'm telling you, for solos, the Cypher is so much better. I would really love to just hop in and play. Just like with meta weapons, just hop in and play and make a video on that, because I think it'd be really fun for the main channel just to kind of see how well I could do, but there's just no way to spin that for content. It's just me wanting to play the game and have fun and go hard in the paint. But that's kind of what I used to use streaming for. So, you know, I have a scratch. I would love to itch it, but it's just not gonna happen. So that guy just died. He's got a guy right behind him. You can hear it on the.
Fuck you.
Yeah. Fuck you. Why'd you have to say that? That was mean. Out of curiosity, I'd love to see who wins this game, because I don't think it's going to be Speed Mickey. Even though he does have 11 eliminations, he's rocking, you know, a Red Tiger Krig. Also, this site for the 3 times is not optimal. Under the shared sites, there's one that kind of has like a red cross. I would recommend doing that. It's not as large as you think it is. Also, as a quick heads up, they changed it to where you can test reticles now. I knew he wasn't gonna win. You can test reticles now in the firing range. Okay, Urbo. What do we have, brother? 12 kills. 13. He was on 12. He was on 12. Cool. I called it. I could feel it in my gut, in my chest, in my heart, in my soul. Interesting. Did he just take a... Wait. What did he pick up? What did he pick up? Hold on. What was it? What is happening? This guy never used a gun in his life? He's Prestige 2, right? Or Prestige 3? He's not been reported a single time, which you can see. Sometimes now it'll pop up whenever you click the report button. It'll pop up the report received for the player. If you want to report somebody and it's already popped up like that, go ahead and just back out of it and then click it again, and it'll let you do it usually. Now, sometimes it won't because they've reached their maximum number of reports for that game, which is super weird, by the way. I don't think that should be a thing. I mean, you should be able to get 20 reports for a match, but that's neither here nor there. 3 players left. This guy's got high ground. If he pushes out, it's pretty pointless in my personal opinion. He just needs to hold this rock right here. I'm pretty sure there's a guy right here. I think I saw it in a blue outfit sitting between on the left. Nope. Okay. I might be wrong. I thought it was like a Godzilla looking outfit. Down below on those lights. What is an HDR? Okay. I wonder what outfit he's rocking. I didn't really pay attention. He doesn't have a ghillie suit, I'll tell you that. 2-body, are they goblin right there? Is that what's happening? Oh, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I thought something popped up on the map, red right there.
Gas is moving.
I'm telling you, there's got to be a guy down into the right over there. You see a guy? He's playing like a goober. He doesn't need to freak out. He just needs to stop moving and listen. It's too much is what it is. When you start moving so much, it's harder to hear what's going on around you. You get a little too nervous at that end game and it puts you in a weird spot. Also, if you're gonna run quick fix, you have to run it with tempered. Being out of like plates for that long and being unable to ADS is terrible. So make sure if you're gonna run quick fix, you also run tempered, okay? I don't know if this guy's gonna win it. I think he might lose. Yeah, he's dead. He dies right here. I knew it. He's got 20 bullets. Oh, maybe he wins? If this is how he wins. Oh my God, he caught that guy while he was reloading. Oh my God, that was incredible, dude. Let's go. What a great play. Honestly, the chow while quick fixing is super cool. I love that. It's like one of my favorite things to watch somebody chowing while they're doing quick fix, but you have to have a weapon that's pretty decent, not ADS. Either way, I appreciate y'all watching the video. I hope y'all have an incredible remainder of your day. Head over to expel.gg if you're looking for some new equipment, and I will see you in the next one. That was weird.